Texans beat the Broncos on Sunday. My voice partially came back. I apologize that I haven't been around, but you can hear what's been going on. I have a duty to my primary employer to save my voice for them. That's my main hoe. Y'all my secondary hoes. And I know when you look back at the beach and you see that in the hardest times, there's only one set of footprints in the sand. And you ask Seth, why did you forsake me? It's because I was off hacking my lungs up into a garbage can somewhere. Okay. It's not emphysema. It's not COVID. I don't know what the hell it is. It's on the wane. Let's watch CJ's performance in his press conference yesterday after he was victorious yet again. The first question was about Nico Collins' performance. Nico had 9 receptions for 191 yards, a touchdown, long reception of 59 yards. It's pretty damn good.
Amazing. It's a blessing to see your brother ball out like that. I know he puts in a lot of work throughout the week, and I sit there and just be in awe of him and how he comes to work every day with a great attitude. And I'm just proud to see his work kind of pay off, man. So blessed to be able to be in a position to feed him like that, and he's definitely stepped up where we needed him to.
The thing that's really cool about Nico and CJ, and yesterday especially, I think, is they're starting to get that sixth sense, that understanding of where each one expects the other one to be with or go with the ball, especially on that throw over the middle where it really amounted to what was almost like a 15 or 20-yard no-look pass because the defensive back who was on Nico completely was duped by CJ's eyes, and he was left standing in the dust. And CJ just put a whole bunch of anticipation into this and an expectation that Nico was going to go exactly where he wanted him to. That was really nice. And then obviously the deep strike wasn't bad either.
Good teams win games like this against good teams, and to see this win says about you all and all.
It shows our resilience again. We're going to fight to the end. And it's not always going to be perfect. No game is ever perfect. We definitely got to clean some things up, but I think like we're taking steps in certain areas that we needed to, and y'all just keep it going. It's hard to win after Thanksgiving, man. It's playoff football. It's already started. The tournament's already started, so we got to just keep it going and stack these wins.
I like that he knows that it's hard to win after Thanksgiving. He knows that firsthand from the college playoffs, and also the messy things that they need to clean up. One, obviously, the run game. It's got to get up to just below average. Can you be below average for me? CJ's doing incredible things out there. Could you just be a little bit better than average or below average? Below average. That's all I'm asking. The second thing would be the pass protection at times. And the areas that I worry about are more the backs and the tight ends. You know, Brevin Jordan had one really tough snap where all he had to do was put a body on a blitzing defensive back, and he just let him go right past him. There's times where Singletary has kind of a tough ask on some of the blitz pickups where he's got to come across the formation, but he's certainly not exceptional at it. The other thing too that, again, going back to the run game, is the blitz protection and pickup isn't as tough if you could just have a 3rd and 3 or a 3rd and 4 instead of 3rd and 8 because you've been stuffed twice on runs.
Within this win, tough loss of Tank's injury, your thoughts on it and how it affects everyone emotionally and also just the offense overall. Thank you.
I'm lost for words, man. I honestly don't know what to say. Like, you see, like, your brother put in so much work and be so helpful. Like, that's one thing about Tank, he's very unselfish. And to see him go out, like, the game of football is tough, man. It's tough. We fight our tails off every day to make people happy, time in, time again, man. And just to see that happen, it's cold. It's not easy. I got to be there for him. So more so than anything, like, forget football, like, Tank as a person, like, I know it's gonna be tough for him to get out of that. And who knows, man? He might be back playing Super Bowl. So try to be positive about it, but it's tough, man. I'm hurt. Like, I can't sugarcoat it. I can't come up here and lie and say like, oh, we'll be all right. Nah, it's not, you know. And I love him to death. I told him that, and 7-3 will be a great duo for the next couple years, man. Right when he gets back, who knows, man? God works mysterious ways. It might not be that bad of injury. Who knows? I don't really know. So I love my brother to death, and I'm praying for him, and I'm here for him no matter what.
So I know a lot of you know about the fact that those two have become very good friends off the field, spend a lot of time together. I think that in terms of football and replacing Tank Dell, there's really nobody on the team that's going to replace that deep threat, that speed. I mean, there's nobody in the NFL necessarily that could do that. And it's cliche, but it's got to be by committee. You know, I would say next man up, except that this team has been very good at distributing the ball amongst the receivers. Obviously, Tank Dell and Nico Collins are most often the guys who have huge games, but we've seen Noah Brown do it. I think John Mechie or Xavier Hutchinson at various times are going to start having some more opportunities. They can't replace Tank Dell, but CJ's already demonstrated that he's capable of distributing the ball far better than a lot of rookie quarterbacks are. The one nice and interesting thing might be Brevin Jordan perhaps emerging more as a second viable tight end option. And you saw yesterday, they can use him in slightly different ways than they use Dalton Schultz. So there will be targets, obviously, and they're going to keep throwing the ball.
I know you led the team in prayer at home. Because after that, what did you? I'm sure y'all were shook up. Everybody was shook up. What did you say to your teammates in that?
More general note, I know this league is week to week, but with the conversation about the building, knowing that you guys are, on a playoff push, and you guys have a real opportunity down this stretch.
It's just let's clean up the issues. Let's get better while we can before it's too late. And like this game, we shot ourselves in the foot way too much. Had some MAs and things like that, and things on my part. I got to be better. But you don't want to always it don't have to be close, So, and I feel like Denver Broncos team was a great team, but we had a lot of things going to push us forward and put them away. But that's why they won 5 games straight. They don't go away, And that's every NFL team is very special and have talented players. So we just got to get better and learn from our mistakes and keep going and just stay resilient because that's what we need at this point.
Okay, so as far as it coming down to the wire for 8 straight games, it's been a final possession decided in the final minute of the game. It's been intense. It was nice to see that the defense, which was on its heels there at the end of the game, bended, and emphatically did not break. But they picked off Russell Wilson 3 times in the final 16 minutes and 4 seconds of the game. So that was really cool to see. I also think that it's important to note that, yes, it's been 8 straight games of final minute decisions, but the Texans are 5-3 in those 8 games because they put a graphic up on the screen at some point about the final minute, and it highlighted the times where the Texans have failed in those moments. And I think it led to a feeling I heard in the post-game show, somebody talk about how the Texans always lose these types of games. So it's nice to see them win. Like, no. Just pay attention to the last 8 games. Pay attention to this weird season. They've actually gotten pretty damn effective and competitive in these moments. But man, there have been so many moments where the Texans could have easily wilted, and in previous years they would have. There's no wilt in this crew, okay?
Everybody around the league is talking about the performances that you're having game after game after game, not looking like a rookie. You had some bad things happen today, but you just blow it off, go to the next play, and then the good things happen. How have you matured so quickly to look like somebody who's been in the league 3 or 4 years already?
Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like, I don't know, I have a mindset to where I think God just puts a sense of peace on me. And I feel like I put the work in the week to understand, even though if it does go on, I mean, you gotta look at it, it's NFL. They're going to make plays too. It's part of the game, and even for me, it took me a while to adjust to that. In college, we were better than everybody. So it is what it was. We were just, other than when we played Penn State, Team Up North, Georgia, those last surge games, those are NFL type teams too, players in college, but in the league, that's every week. You're playing in Georgia, you're playing the Team of North, you're playing everybody. That's great. For me, I just feel like during the week, I don't try to shortcut. I don't shortcut. I try to do everything that I do in my routine to get me back. going. And I had a lot of great counsel and advice in the offseason from players in basketball, football, and baseball. A lot of people I got to meet over the offseason, which is pretty cool. That like just keep going no matter what. Like don't blink.
When CJ talks about God kind of taking over or God having a plan for him, I always think of Winston Churchill, who, as a young man, believed very fervently that God had a plan for him. And because of that, Winston Churchill was absurdly fearless in some of the things he did, both in combat and then as a statesman, because he just felt like there was a plan for him. So why would he ever be scared? And I feel like CJ, not to put him in Winston Churchill's shoes directly or anything, but I admire his faith and his willingness to just go forward with that plan. His maturity and his understanding of the lessons that people have told him. Like everybody gets told those same things that he was told by those mentors over the summer. Not every young man can absorb them and understand them. And this is the most important thing. Again, coming from teams in high school and college that were very, very successful the vast majority of time, do not catastrophize failures. You have to learn that, yes, there will be a higher frequency of failure, even when you're really, really good in the NFL, than when you're on an awesome college team. So you cannot catastrophize the setbacks. You just have to take them, learn from them, and move on. And like CJ's just way ahead of the curve there.
Obviously, you're on offense, but seeing Derek Stingley make the plays that he made today, what kind of goes through your mind when you see him make some of those acrobatic plays?
He's special, man. That's one thing about Sting. He's special. And he's kicked a new gear on since really I feel like that week he went down after Indy going to Jacksonville. He was playing. Had a great week of practice, and I remember like walking up to D'Amico like, man, Sting looked great. Like I'm excited to see. And then sadly he went down at practice. But like to see him catch that groove again and like see him work like he does, and I'm just proud of that dude. I went to him out in locker room like, man, I'm proud of you, bro. Like no matter what is going on, no matter who got something, it don't matter. Like you are who you are. You're here in this position because God chose you, and I'm proud of that dude, man. He's gonna continue to be great. And when you have a corner that can lock down one side, like it makes everybody else drive a lot easier, So proud of that dude, and I know he's gonna keep it going. So I'm proud of him.
Two things about Stingley, three things actually. One is that he does work really, really hard. During training camp when it was ridiculously hot, he'd be out there after practice every day working one-on-one with one of the young wide receivers that he pulled over with him, just working on releases and stuff. It was really cool. His ball skills are very non-defensive back like usually the defensive backs at some point show you that moment where you realize why they're defensive backs and not receivers, the old cliche saying. There's a reason they're defensive backs. Man, he's just got a freakish understanding for how to track the ball and then also how to contort his body to get to it. And then the last thing is, I think his man coverage skills have always been apparent when he's been healthy. For me, the exciting thing is his knowledge and anticipation and understanding when he's playing zone. Yes, the man coverage stuff, the lockdown part, that's awesome. But I think his ability to play both, especially in this defense, and especially if you can continue to generate this pass rush with four guys, so you can get a rush with four, play zone on the back end, that's when you really start getting that opportunity to pick off guys 3 times in one quarter. It was really cool to see.
Speaking of being tough, what was going on that moment where the linebacker went through on the false start and you stood your ground with him?
I'm a man, and I'm not gonna let somebody just come push me, especially in my house. Like you're not gonna just touch me after the whistle. You clearly hear it, and I'm not mad at that dude. Like he playing hard. He maybe tried to slow, he didn't, but I ain't like it, and I gotta control my composure. At the same time, I'm a man, and like Drewski said, I'm stand on business. So, but nah, man, yeah, I don't know. I appreciate my brothers having my back. That was one thing I look for. George was on it. Everybody, So, but I gotta be calm in that moment and have composure. And I feel like I have throughout the year, but time and time again, I keep getting hit. I keep getting my face mask pulled, all type of stuff. And I'm not mad. Like I guess I gotta earn it because I'm a rookie or whatever. But I don't get a lot of calls, and I gotta stand on business and understand. Like, man, it's a fight for 60 minutes with me. You ain't gonna just come hit me, and I'm gonna tuck my tail. So I'm not mad at that dude, and I talked to him after the game, and everything's all right.
He's mad at that dude, and he should be. That Singleton there. Yeah, I think I'd love him if he were on my team, but I despise him now. I can't stand him. I hate him. When he was going after CJ like that, that was the dumbest thing I've seen this year on a football field. Because remember, Laramie Tunsil had a false start on that play. Like he had taken them out of go for it range. They had basically forced a field goal at that point by Laramie Tunsil with getting that false start. And then immediately, several seconds later, Singleton decides to just gift the Texans another opportunity. That was dumb. I saw people saying that CJ baited him into it. No, the dude pushed CJ. He's following CJ. CJ turned around, stood. He has a right to be in his space, and that's all he damn did. So no baiting there. That was Singleton being wild, out of control, selfish, and stupid. So stupid, so dumb. If you come play for the Texans next year, you'll be cool with me. All right, so the big test this week and beyond will be how do they go forward without Tank Dell. Tank does something for everybody on that field in terms of his electric athleticism and how that has to be accounted for. It's not like you can't do things to offset that. There's just nothing quite like that. They'll miss him. They will not be as good as they potentially could have been, but there are so many other ways for this offense to still improve that as long as they continue on that track, I think they'll be all right. They just got to please run the football. Please run the football. And you don't have to do it with a fullback. And don't get me wrong, I love having a fullback, but only if it's working for your offense. And right now, it's not working for the offense.